afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda, Heroes Reich, Defender of the Fatherland. We're off here to an exciting 1 versus 1 on Sumoski. Between in the south, we got Henkajumper, fighting for America, freedom, liberty, and the 2nd Infantry Division holding the line in the face of the Krat advance under the command of Hughes here, fighting for the Wehrmacht, Deutschland, and the 10th SS Panzer Division, replenished and in decent form after Market Garden. Actually, it might have been the 9th, the 10th, I believe, was actually sent to the Eastern Front. Well, I always keep messing up those two. I'll probably do that until the day I die. But MD4 out here for him with Grenadiers on the way there. But Doctrine, we're looking at mobile defense, elite troops, and mechanized assault versus here Infantry Company, Armor Company, and Tactical Support. No heavy cavalry, actually. That's a bit rare. Infantry machine guns versus infantry and grenade bulletins, specifically for more range. That's a nasty one there. So rushing for the fuel point here, where it looks like here Hughes is sort of heading westwards there for the fuel point there. MD42 rushing towards the centre. Risky versus the Americans, in particular, sort of sending your MD42 out on its own with nothing to really spot a way of it. So not what I'd sort of recommend at all, particularly not versus an American player. That's definitely something that could easily bite him in the arse. We got a lot of rifling there for Henkajumper, who is not interested in sort of immediately connecting it, so that could give Hughes a bit of time. Let's perhaps do some knockings. He's actually rushing for the church, and that is extremely bold play there, extremely bold. And again, something that could easily backfire. Obviously, it's going to be in a house, and of course, gets it up there, but already here we suffered one loss there, so I'm not entirely sure what Hughes is thinking with that move, but again, it's not what I'd recommend. There we go, Grenadiers are arriving. That should definitely assist. There we go, rapid suppress. In this case, got a bit lucky there. They stuck their heads up a bit there much, and there was MD42 right in the window. So that was damn close there for Hughes. That could easily have backfired on him quite severely. We're seeing more Grenadiers being brought up here by Hughes, and the 9th SS Panzer Division moving up here towards the fuel point there. In the south, Reactions falling back here towards the point there, trying to connect up the fuel point and back at base. We got a mortar on the way for Henkajumper. Obviously responded to their MD42, but over here though, we do see that Hughes is doing one thing right. He's actually using his MD42 more aggressively, more fluidly and mobilely. Versus the Americans, that generally sort of a better move, unless as long as you actually keep someone near it, at least got to deal where the opponent is. Otherwise, you're risking running into a problem. But it does minimize the effectiveness of the mortar and allows you to get more out of your MD42 to stop and halt the enemy. But again, it does require you to operate with infantry, and for some reason, he's not doing that. He's not, for example, trying to defend his fuel point alongside MD42 and Grenadiers. He's actually keeping the Grenadiers at the front line. So right there, Hughes is making a smaller tactical error that could easily backfire him if he's not careful. There we go, trying to catch them. Quick move to heavy cover. One, though, is poking his head out here, and there we go. That does allow him to suppress it right here. Rifle versus Grenadiers. Grenadiers are in trouble, particularly with the mortar firing down. We got more rifle on the way there. They need to retreat now. Grenadiers going for the fuel point there, trying to harass him up north here. Rifle well pushed back by the MD42, but really deeply scattering his forces out here. Hughes is definitely exposing himself to a lot of problems and a lot of risk. I mean, he could easily end up losing a lot of units very quickly in the, well, with units here, there, and there against the Americans. Again, that's really the sort of play that can backfire on you quite tragically. In the centre here, Grenadiers versus Rifle. The Rifle are taking loss as well. Begins here. Oh, taking a loss, caught off the fuel point there. So small victory there for Hughes, I guess, versus Henkajumper. Of course, have to utilize. He's actually going pretty heavy tier 1 there. 3 Grenadiers with a 4th on the way, plus an MD42. Very risky versus the Americans. Very risky, I would say. But at the same time, if your opponent, of course, is taking up faster, in theory, if you can sort of push hard enough, you might just be able to sort of do an early game and sort of slightly repair the battlefield ahead of an arriving Stuart. But it does require sort of play a bit more concentrated here than what Hughes is currently doing. Again, he's very scattered, meaning while he does have more units on the field, you wouldn't think it because they're not concentrated. They're not operating within range of each other. No tech up yet there for Hughes. I mean, he's definitely going to need Panzerfaust faster. Then later here, fuel point up north, they grabbed. He's going for the mortar here. But again, he's got equipment for it. Back here, base, we got yet any take up there for Jumper. In fact, the fuel harassment there and the fact he was not quite fast in connecting it has actually delayed the Stuart a bit there. So that could actually work out to the advantage there of Hughes rather than pushing back at the Grenadiers here. Barney's swing against the re-echelons, going to go for that fuel point. Mortar there still in a pretty dangerous position here. Grenadiers need to fall back. Back at base here, we've got ambulance here for Henka, which will further delay the Stuart, though of course allow him to, as mentioned, better resist the severe German onslaught there, bearing down upon him as wave after wave of stout German soldiers attack for Deutschland. Endsieg. Grenadiers there getting off some hits on the ramp. Of course, they have to cover their mortars about. Oh! Almost got a wipe there. Damn close, damn close. You really need to do something about the mortar. Right from their counter-tank to regain the fuel point there. MD-42 could try and move towards the centre support there. Ambulance moving ahead there. Charles, yeah. Is this the right place? Maybe. What does it look like? A map? Shut up, Charles. You're always hurtful like that. Bunker up there to help heal the Grenadiers. Tech-up has been done. Will we be seeing any light machine guns? Then again, with a bunker on the way, obviously, there's a lot of munitions that are being taken away. Though at the same time, it does immediately have munitions there for lightest machine and gewehr. But some heavy aggressive play there with a heavy tier 1 there from Muse to sort of take on the Americans, to push them back. Shows us armies who's a real soldier. It's a real soldat. No light machine guns though. There we go. Machine and gewehr. One Panzer Grenadier squad would usually be roughly 8 to 10 men and would have 2 light machine guns actually. Not something that's sort of covered very often. Obviously, Relic sort of went for the actual Panzer Grenadier, sort of more, you know, assault rifle heavy versions, which still exist, sort of. I mean, the Panzer Brigade saw the first ones. Later, sort of, it will sort of come more into the Panzer Grenadier divisions and the Panzer Division as well. Usually one company, that'd be roughly 2 platoons. With of sort of assault rifle equipped ones, and then one was sort of more regular equipment. But there you go, mortar gravy assaulted by light machine gun Grenadier squad doing a lot of damage here. Mortar gravy expected, could he wipe it? Could he wipe it? And by Goering's double chins, he managed to secure it. That's definitely going to help UC in the early game and also hurt Henkajumper quite a bit there. Nice use there, the light machine gun squad there, and I think it was all the right decision to use that to grab it because he would not be able to risk, you know, the enemy taking it back there. I mean, if he can deny his opponent a mortar, that's good work. So now he's definitely got a bit of edge there, but of course we've already got the captain out here for Henka. But again, the delays in fuel, the harassment around, and again he should put more pressure on the fuel. Use the fuel. The fuel. If they can't get fuel, they can't use their panzers. Use. You Dachshund. And we should make back for healing reinforcement. Need to push that fuel point. Use. Push the fuel point before, you know, Henka can sort of call it in the Stuart there. Brian being flanked here by Grenadiers and Pioneers. The assault on the 9th SS continues. Point there being grabbed. Captain setting out there. Mortar sneaking about. And Rifle being pushed back there. Almost fully reinforced. Up here. Grenadiers reinforcing. Healing up there. And we got a 2-2 on the way there. Probably better with a Pack 14 case here. Again, he's going for it again. Good, good. At this point, it's not going to have delayed, you know, Henkajumper do as much as he could. But still, the heavy tier 1 has nonetheless put some pressure on the Henkajumper, forcing him to actually react to it instead of just rushing straight for the Steward. That's actually, you know, an interesting approach there, definitely. But he's actually going for another mortar there, Henkajumper. He's actually going for another mortar in response here to the mortar being pilfered by the Wehrmacht. Goddamn Crouch, that's our mortar. 9, it is our Granatenwerfer now. Now here, catch some Granaten. Tricks. Rifle agents here need to get some support over there from the Grenadiers. Also, this was actually cheeky. We actually got a wipe there, by the way, but he'd actually mined off the small approach here, meaning if they tried to retreat, they'd get wiped. Thumbs up there to use. Thumbs up, that's actually pretty sneaky. Basically, you know, catching a unit in a spot where it has to retreat for a specific spot, and then mine it with S-mines, because S-mines are surprisingly effective against retreating units. They can actually wipe them. There you go, going for the cough point there. Good move there. Allows you to relieve pressure around the fuel point waste, though also digging in pretty hard. I mean, if he wanted to dig in hard, he'd have to go infantry command to begin digging in sandbags and mines and the likes. Mortar moving up here with MD-42. Might want some infantry to support that. Taking up here, he's rushing straight ahead for tier 3. Feeling pretty confident after the heavy tier 1 versus his American opponents. Pack 40 moving ahead there, being wheeled forwards. And MD-42 finding the mortar support against the captain. Was suddenly finding himself wishing he was a major, or possibly even a colonel, you know, farther removed from the front lines. So being fired up by mortar reactions there with mines, getting shot at by the Grenadiers with the light machine gun. Stood on the way there, but at this point it is actually much more delayed due to slight mistakes by Henkajumper, obviously, but also because Hughes, you know, with the heavy tier 1 was actually able to effectuate much sort of more aggressive play there around it and deny Henkajumper sort of. So yeah, heavy tier 1 might be working, but still you need sort of use it properly, and then of course Gautzman tank reasonably fast. But in this case, he's also pushing for a fast tier 3. They won't be able to use it. And right here, though, he's making one big mistake. Again, he spreads out his infantry too far, and he doesn't work with the support weapons, which in this case results in his Pack 40 getting cleared out, and this is just about to hit this. Right there, Hughes made a bit of a blunder that could easily end up biting him in the arse quite severely. Grenadiers bringing up the support. He's keeping pressure around the Pack 40. He wants to deny it. That's probably also why he has to rifle there to ensure that Hughes can't recruit that bloody thing as soon as possible, allowing him to get out the Stuart there. And once he got the Stuart there, it's going to be a lot harder to do anything. But there you go, Rifle getting wiped out here. Grenadiers taking losses. Captain there still fighting for freedom. Keep the crouch of the AT gun. That means you too, Johnson. I'll have you shot. You can't do that. Try me. Ravner being shot at, and there he goes, Stuart around here to the front line. He's got no troops to actually really recruit. He's going to have two Grenadiers, and right as Stuart hits, he's actually taking up here. 10-minute support. Armor Corps versus the Americans. Good Lord, and just as Stuart hits there, his Pack 40 is, he's going to have to recruit with Grenadiers, and there we go, almost one-shotted there by the Stuart, and wiped by the Stuart's machine gun. Mortify raining down here. We can just see that's some heavy pressure here in the early game by Henkajumper. Again, had used position his Pack 40 a bit more wisely, been less, I would say, overconfident with it. He probably didn't, better off with it. Instead, the armor piercing rounds, they're penetrating the rear of the Stuart, pushing away there. Pack 40 in a bit of trouble there. Grenadiers taking losses. Riflemen setting out. Mortify there raining down from the both mortars. Troops are healing, reinforcing support co-op. He could actually rush out a Stuki up, which I think would help him versus the Stuart there a bit. Fuel upon there being harassed on the west side by reactions there from Henkajumper. Good work. And Henkajumper is going for a second mortar as well. MD-42 on the right, but the Pack 40 is again in trouble. And he's going to get a wipe again. Scheisse. He's without anti-tank. Again. And there you go, forced to recruit again with the Grenadiers. He's been recruiting that Pack 40 so many times. That's a lot of manpower just being spent on trying to get that Pack 40 operable versus the Stuart. But he does finally succeed in pushing away there. But there you go, rifle flank it, threatening to recruit for, I don't know, the fourth time. Troops healing, reinforcing. More German infantry pushing forwards for the fatherland. Port there being grabbed by stout pioneers. Grenadiers advancing for Deutschland. Germany. Das Reich. Moving ahead there. 9th and 10th SS Panzer Division were, by the way, raised roughly around the same time. It was actually sort of set up in Normandy. Trained roughly around there. In fact, a lot of divisions were raised and trained in Normandy, basically sort of using the local infrastructure there to provide supplies and the likes. And of course, also just sort of a nice, quiet country to get a lot of troops trained in as well. Relatively nice and quiet compared to, say, on the Eastern Front. But you had a lot of divisions there, in particular several SS Panzer divisions, for example, also the 12th SS. Fun fact. Captain there versus Grenadiers there. Grenadiers managed to get to the last before them. Captain in negative cover, getting shot at there. He's got more light machine guns up there for his Grenadiers, so that's a lot more firepower he can bring to bear against the Americans. Captain out in the open there, getting shot at, blasted to bits before being pushed back. Up here, Mortify raining down the MD-42 instead. The armor piercing trying to hammer him down, but he needs to get out there. He needs to get out there low on health, and the house itself is looking about as structurally safe as Goering's chair. Stuttgart here would be a really good choice, I think, versus the Stuart right now. Also versus any further armor. Of course, you could also aim for the Ostwind, which will allow him to pressure the infantry a bit more. And we got a lieutenant out here for Henkajumper, which if you sort of follow normal American metagame logic means he's most likely to go for armor companies, since a lot of players then use the doctrine then for sort of a lot of the armor support. In which case, a Stuke's really going to be necessary, since that's going to be most sort of in terms of cost efficiency the best choice. Then again, leaves the Pack 40 there in a pretty awkward position, allowing it to be cleared out there. Hughes really needs to work in his pack positioning. That is atrocious. He's way too overconfident with it. I mean, some players put it too far behind, but there's that, and then there's just constantly leaving it exposed like that. It rather undercuts a lot of otherwise, clever play there from Hughes. But there you go, rapidly pushed back up. But Grenadiers, we got light machine guns up for Henkajumper's men. 50 caliber on the way there. Good lord, that's certainly been some time since we've seen a lot of any of those. So in a serious degree there. But of course, Pack 40 is now wrecked. And is he saving up for the Panzer IV? Again, if he's aware what's coming against him, he really needs to go for the Stug. Because again, there's a high likelihood he's going to be hit there by the M10s. And again, Stugs just cost efficiently work better, whereas the Panzer IV, less so, a lot less so in fact. So there you go, 50 caliber out there, the Mardus. There was usually one per platoon actually, I think. Or was it company? I think it was actually no? I can't quite remember. I actually sort of saw it, I just can't quite remember the sort of diagram in terms of weapon distribution. I think it was company, one sort of 50 caliber there per company. And then there's usually all some kind of heavy weapons unit there with some... I might take them soon now. Bollocks. Anyways, not even about that. But they did sort of have them recently distributed, of course, the 30 calibers, but then sort of the heavy weapons platoon, I believe, was the company. Either way, Stuart there falling back. 10 kills, veterans who won. Here in the west, going for the fuel point again. Good work there. Grenadiers, MG42 Pioneers in the nearby area, and he's going for the Panzer IV again versus the infantry. A bit versus Stuart. It's going to be nice, but again, if he's going to get hit by M10s, the Wolverine or the Panzer IV is going to be a lot less efficient, as he just can't really compete with the M10s. Grenadiers, Pack 40 covering here. Stuart pushed back there, being slightly fixed up. Henke, Houston needs to sort of be careful about overextending his forces. So there you go, Panzer IV arriving here. Stuart good to go again for Henkajumper. Was yet to go for a doctrine. Has he gone for any grenades? Nope. Though of course we are seeing a lot more BRs now being handed out to the men, though he's not upgrading his lieutenant. Grenadiers there being pushed back. Could see a wipe there, a lot of BRs in the rear echelons actually. Grenadiers are like machine guns encountering the lieutenant out in the open. As he tried to push up here, we got sort of taken there. He needs to get the Panzer IV over here to the hot spot, where a lot of American pushing is happening, but instead he's moving towards the west. Of course, he could be planning to attack through here, sweep behind. That would not be a bad idea if he's doing that. If he's not, it's going to be a lot less of a good idea to get the Panzer IV over there. Light machine gun fire there. Grenadiers need to fall out, though that house is about to collapse. And there you go, looks like he's sort of hitting there with a Panzer IV, trying to strike into the flank. We've got a rifle captain up there. Grenadiers are supporting it, but I do think he needs a bit more support there from the infantry. And there he goes, quickly pulling it back. There's Stuart strike up here in the west. Where's the Pack 40? He's actually moving that towards the west as well. He's leaving himself with no anti-tank support in the east. What is he thinking? Captain arriving here, falling back. Heavy fire from the Grenadiers and the Panzer IV. Stuart striking here, going for the cutoff point. Pack 40 there, awkwardly positioned. There you go, he's going for armor company, which means he's definitely planning for M10 spam. Going there for the 50 caliber. Not bad, not bad, but he's definitely going to need, Stoogs up. I mean, once that's been confirmed again, once it's ceased, he needs to go for Stoogs. That, or he needs to actually try and, I suppose, go for Tier 4 and get the Panther up, which, while also a lot more expensive, I suppose is a bit more competitively priced, to actually fight M10s compared to the Panzer IV, which just doesn't have the rate of fire, armor, or health to sort of really challenge them, whereas the Stug, at the very least, has a decent pricing, roughly around the same as the M10, and, higher rate of fire plus better range, so again, if properly positioned, can do some work there. Don't expose the rear, though! Don't expose the rear of the Panzer IV, use! Right, properly. In the west here, S-Mine's up in the middle of everything. Captain there taking heavy losses. Ready for action. But seems like his panzer maneuvers have succeeded nonetheless in dislodging their Henkajumper from the centre of the map there and the 2nd Infantry Division. And there we go, M10's been called up here. The Wolverine rolling ahead down the snowy roads. Stu's going to be really, really good here. Or at least necessary, handy. Pick your own words here. Oh, right, being slaughtered here by heavy machine gun fire from both the Panzer IV and the MD42 there. S-Mines there being cleared up by the Steward. M10 moving through the centre here. Whereas his infantry needs to get that to the front line as well. And he can almost upgrade the last Grenadier squad there with light machine guns as well. Years has yet to go for a doctrine. He really should consider that. Obviously, there might also be another option here. Going for the mobile defence and then going for a Puma to support the Panzer IV. Working together with a lot of elements that Puma might just be able to work there versus the M10 actually. Better able to spot, so detect them, better range, target weak point, which could have given some slight reconnaissance and thusly eyes and ears advantage over the M10, which might allow him to better counter it. In theory, he could also go for elite troops, so he could go for this, for Tigers. This one, I suppose, for Stormtroopers, just from G43s, but he's already got so much there upgraded, it won't do him much good. Still moving up there. Pack 40 not quite set up there to actually counter anything, and it's pretty much left with no ears and eyes there, meaning he can't even set up in time. M10 moving up there, shoots at the Panzer IV. Lands a good hit with a 3-inch gun. Bring down the Pack 40 there. Again, the Pack 40 is not really good what to react with. Does he actually go for the Stug? No. I mean, 2 Panzer IVs versus the M10 could in theory work. Could in theory, but there you go. Still striking the west where there's no Pack 40 now to support. Panzer IV waiting for repairs here. Then it's being halted by reactions with double BARs and out in the open, and thus lead pushed back there. Double mortars here with an anti-tank gun and a 50 caliber there, forming up a pretty nasty heavy weapons position there for Henkajumper. Panzergrenadier out here for use. Last Grenadier squad, they're being upgraded with light machine guns. Mortar fire raining down there. In the centre here, Grenadiers versus Lieutenant. Second Panther 4 there on the way for use. If he can use them properly, he might be able to pull something off, but again, versus the M10s, not really what I'd recommend. Oh dear, Pantherfaust, get the Panther on it. Pantherfaust, no, he's then moving out towards here. Oh dear, I missed opportunity, I think, there to sort of stop the M10. And the Panther Grenadiers just need to retreat. They need to retreat. Oh, not the Grenadiers. That was close. Heavy focus on the 79 straight to break through rather than deal with either armoured threat here. Second Panther 4 almost there for use. Mortar fire raining down all over the place, and it's falling used to fall back there as it's threatening to break up his assault. Second Panther 4 there riding for use, and the 9th SS Panzer Division, and it's time here for the mid-game analysis in terms of damage. Uses hit kills wise, he's ahead. Army value wise though, Henkajumper's actually slowly been climbing ahead, and I'm thinking part there do some research float there by use. No, actually not. So again, I think that's actually that might be where the steward hit there. Basically, I'm sort of jump ahead, and the use was sort of again striking with the pack 40, which basically just kept bleeding of manpower. I mean, he couldn't get up any other options there, sort of why the Panzer 4 probably hits, and then but still at that point already there, Henkajumper is well jumping ahead, just adding more stuff, more equipment, more resources. Again, taking advantage of this chaos the steward was able to cause because use there really played his pack poorly. And then sort of use the catch up, and again M10 hits now. Again, second Panther 4 rise, but still he hasn't really sort of caught up there again. The pack 40 move right around here really hurt him. Resource float wise again, floating a bit more here. And in terms of sort of points held, initial sort of bunch there, but again, steward hits. Things go south again due to awkward pack handling. Again, he's sort of been trying to catch up there, but overall, Henkajumper is sort of more in control there because he just seems a bit more struggling now. He's more stressed out, I guess, so trying to act, and he's not really making the most sort of decisive decision making here then, which allows Henkajumper to maintain map control better. But now once the Panther 4 hit there, he needs to try and use them together and try and strike down some of the primary threats there before Henkajumper sort of builds up into a lot of M10s. I mean, if we sort of catch the M10 with double Panther 4s, he might be able to wreck it before Henkajumper can call up any more. He could go for the steward. Either way, he needs to sort of silence some of these armored threats here from Henkajumper, and then he could perhaps try and clear out the support weapon position in the center and maybe grab some of those weapons, or at least just wreck them and deny them to Henkajumper. Though stealing the anti-tank gun would be a good choice since it does have a higher rate of fire than the Pack 40, which does mean it can actually more easily take out an M10, which would be pretty good there for use. But again, he needs to focus, he needs to concentrate his Panzer Force, he needs to form them sort of, decisive armoured unit. He needs to get a Stug to support them as well. Afterwards, he could consider maybe sort of for a longer term plan up a tier 4 with Panthers, in case, Henkajumper keeps spamming M10s, in which case his Panzer Force will likely risk being worn down, in which case also the Panther will serve a bit more the centre of Samoski, since it's not so great Stug territory if you can sort of again attack from many angles, so a Panther there would probably have a better survivability rate in the longer run. Also, he needs to choose a doctrine. And again, if he does really want to go for Stug, go mobile defense, get out a Puma at least, maybe some Ostrov, and sort of help screen and sort of catch up with Panzerfaust and the likes. As for Henkajumper, more pressure on the flanks, maybe use them as mortars with smoke to push forwards. Otherwise, he wants to neutralise the Panthers before he can build up, a larger force and then deal with Henkajumper's stuff. Henkajumper should probably consider taking up and going for some Sherman sort of support there in the longer run. Some actual Sherman tanks and the likes there. But otherwise, not much more to say there. So let's return to the fight and see what happens here. But again, I do feel like Hughes again had a good start, but again, the Pack 40 sort of fumble there really cost him. Panther 4 rushing hit there with minimal support, knowing the Pack 40 is ready to cover up here. The Panther 4 wasn't allowed to catch up either. Again, when it comes to these things, operate your Panther Force together in larger numbers, As Guderian said, you strike with a closed fist, not an open hand. That's basically here what Hughes is doing. In fact, he's splitting up his Panzer Force when his opponent has M10s, which is really, really bad. Though, thankfully for him, Henkajumper really hasn't gone for a lot of M10s as of yet. Stewart moving up there. Panther 4 moving in, trying to cross the captain. Almost getting his Stewart, they're firing away. Halfway to 82. Second M10 there arrives for Henkajumper. Grabbing the victory point there, noting by very close between each other here in the south. Grenadiers advancing, Panzer 4 being fixed up, Pack 40 covering, but again, other Panzer 4 is pretty much operating on its own with limited to no anti-tank support. Mortars here, 50 caliber, they're all exposed in the centre. He's rushing in though with no reconnaissance, no smoke screen, no nothing, allowing his panzers to quickly get suppressed there. In the south here, right from Lieutenant Pack 40, and again, Pack 40! What are you doing with the Jews? Still striking in there, Panther 4 engaging, misses. Return there, engaging straight into the Panther 4, Stuart gets away from the Panther 4, the other one. M10's joining up there. And he's looking to know what to do with tanks, which is strike together, not separately. Well, tank destroyer specifically. So there it goes, setting up there in a larger force. Panther 4 there, damn its engine. And he's going to knock out that Panther 4, which was disabled because Hughes didn't pull it together far enough. And again, Pack 40 exposed. Again, it seems like one of Hughes' bigger issues is coherence. Again, he really struggles to, keep his forces coherent. Just constantly splits them up into sort of smaller chunks, and it's really diluting a lot of his strength here and making it a lot easier for Henkajumper to sort of overrun him in several points here. I mean, his Panther 4s just really did not stand a chance. He operated them separately, similar with his Pack 40s. There's no really sort of any sort of bigger tactical battle plan. He never sort of seemed to think out, well, how should I move these units together? He just sort of, throws them together and just throws them at the enemy. Well, not even throws them together, just throws them anyway. How, he seems to, see fit. Whereas Henkajumper overall does work them together sort of in, formations, if you will, and sort of work them together on those bases. And again, that does get a bit more to work with. Decent rifle grenade there. The ultimate push back there by the steward. Another infantry push here, despite, the 50 caliber nearby. Double packs there for use. He's lost control there again of the fuel points a bit here. Rearson sneaking up. 10th SS assault there is, or 9th SS is struck me here in the face of Henkajumper and the 2nd Infantry Division. M10 falling back. Panzer Grenadier flanking in there, and bun grenade off in the 50 caliber. Oh, could hit the mortar as well. Wipes it, in fact. Good work there, good work there. Could get the 50 caliber. Panther fast off from the Grenadiers. Wipes the 50 caliber as well here. Actually doing some damage here to Henkajumper's support weapons. They did not get the anti-tank gun, which is probably what he wanted the most. He steals the mortar that wipes the Panzer Grenadiers in the pros. Almost gets them wiped there, so that didn't really do much here. Support weapons moving out. Pack 40, but again, separate from everything else. And he's trying to recruit the 50 caliber, then, drops a machine gun. Losing an entire Grenadier squad there. Grenadiers here, losing out, it seems like, to the rear echelons. Oh dear, he's losing a lot there now. All of a sudden, Henkajumper underestimating him, and again, spreading his forces out too thinly. I mean, there's no real, again, bigger plan there for use in terms of tactics or strategy. And it's costing him a lot here. Since again, Henkajumper is overall able to use his units in a sort of larger plan and work them better together. Cap 95 from machine guns and mortars. That should definitely be a bit there, but then again, fuel control is now pretty much Henkajumper's here. Troops reinforcing, healing. You should definitely go for Stuck here, though of course it does have double pack 40s. In theory, could mean a Tiger here, a sort of less desperate gamble. What could mean, attempt a tier 4. As opposed to Tiger Race, which is not too far off from either, though I'm not too sure a Tiger Race at this stage will do him a lot of good. I mean, if he plays it correctly, maybe, but again, considering how he's not really able to sort of piece together the pieces into a bigger puzzle, if you will, I'm less sure of that. Good hit there from the mortar, though, doing a lot of damage to the captain. Almost getting the fuel point there. M10's good to go, same with the Stuart there, which has certainly seen a lot, but also done a lot. M10 tank destroyer rolling ahead there. Captain there almost wiped out, and he's in fact the recipient there of the MD-42. That's definitely going to be a nasty problem there for use. Right here, Stuart versus MD-42 needs to retreat. Grenadiers almost got the fuel point, and we got more rifle on the way. That's for Henkajumper as well. Generally, M10s, or well, tank destroyers in the American sort of armoured doctrine was basically used sort of defensively for when the Germans attack broke through, in which case the M10s were sort of, used to deal with them. Or Jacksons and the likes there. They were rarely used offensively where the Shermans were basically left to do the work there. Little fun fact, by the way, little fun fact. Another fun fact is, before the Battle of the Ardennes, the Americans actually cut away roughly half of all their tank destroyer battalions and replaced them with anti-tank guns. Simply because they thought, you know, the tankers would just use them like tanks. There you go, M10 actually abandoned. He could try and recruit here, but there's still an M10 here. But still, that helps a bit there. Good use of the Telemann by way of use. Good. Still no sign of this Duke. Is he actually... he's going for another Panzer IV. He's obsessed with the Panzer IVs. Despite clearly not being very good at using them. And again, Pack 40s here, just scattered all the players again. There's no real bigger plan. No greater scheme here. They're easily isolated and dealt with there by Henkajumper. 5th cover, they're desperately trying to support and cover. But it's not really looking good there. Stewart M10 they're advancing. Wrecking there the Pack 40. It's the second Pack 40 is lost by the way. Again, you need to sort of imagine a bigger sort of plan there for how users units, how they sort of, you know, need to be approaching each other. But, you know, time and time again, he just sort of seems like more like happenstance for him. MD42 mortar grenadiers here all just sort of one blow up there straight into the suit of the M10. Obviously the results are not that good. Pack 40 is again sort of just milling about there. He's not for example trying to get up supports other infantry, he's just trying to get some shots off somewhere. 3rd Panther IV they're running for use. Troops they're crushed by the M10. Almost reaching T2 there. MD42 mortar in a lot of trouble there. Going for the fuel point there. Fuel point is secured by the rifleman with Browning automatics. And there you go, a few hits there from the Pack 40 it seems. Almost got the anti-tank gun there. Panther IV now rolling ahead despite knowing there's an anti-tank gun around there. Oh dear. The remaining infantry active reinforcing healing. He's been up at full Grenadier squads. Now it's just down to 1 and a Panzer Grenadier squad with more on the way though. But really heavy losses there for use. Heavy losses. In part due to just the M10 crushing and the mortar shattering them. Reese was then a bit of trouble. Troops advancing out. Map controllers further and further falling out there in the hands of Hughes. Captain advancing. Grenadiers, 50 caliber Pioneers, Panzer Grenadiers all charging forward here. Bit better sort of tactical spread out this time around. Captain rushing straight into it to the 50 caliber. Oh dear, never mind, we kind of artillery strike called in here, pretty much breaking up any advance through there. Of course, you can bypass it by going out on the eyes. Had this been regular Swarovski, that would have been a much more of a problem. But right now, what you need to do is basically stop a tank through again. It's also another mistake a lot of players can make. They're trying to attack through here too much if they're sort of the northern player. You should be able to sort of go through here and here into the village. But instead, again, it's just too much focus through there. Not very efficient. Again, allows much more easily to Henkajumper sort of just to bottle them up and deal with them that way. Panther IV falling back. Still no doctrine there from Hughes. Up here's actually pushing more severely now for the fuel point, but again there's no anti-tank support, no Panzer support. Again, too scattered there. Too scattered. Ravenous running straight to the Panzer Grenadiers and the 50 caliber machine gun there, taking quite a bit of damage. M10 though rushes in. And again, with no armor support, the M10 has actually a good chance of crushing a lot of his troops. Bulldozer shoving around here, Henkajumper to the wall. Bulldoze what remains of Hughes. Panther IV moving over there as well. That Pack 40 hits. If you can get off a Grenadier Panther first, they might have a better chance there. Misses.
Now has 300 points remaining.
M10 gets away here. Stewart moving in. Grenadiers need to retreat. Though I think they should consider Panther fasting first. Panther IV, Pack 40 advancing. Slowly though. Damage engine there. There you go. Sherman takes it from the Panther IV. Grenadiers moving up. Might be a Panther first there. M10 being repaired here. And there you go. Otto gets it off and hits. Sherman in a lot of trouble here. Panther IV Pack needs to keep pace with each other. Which again is where Stu would have been quite helpful. Panther IV needs to fall back. Fall back. And Pack 4 needs to set up here. There you go. Vecchi 2 HVAC rounds up. Really useless though against the Panther IV, so you can always easily penetrate its armour. That's more useful against Panthers and the likes there. It does also make it more accurate on the move, so overall accurate. Shoots there, almost gets the Grenadiers. Panther almost up, but now going into tank and in the way. Shot bounced. That was lucky. Taking hits there from the anti-tank gun. Rifleman captured advancing. MD42 there trying to halt, but not quite set up there for that. 50 caliber setting up to cover the flank there. Holding up the troops there. Still intense fighting here between Hughes and Henkajumper though. Henkajumper is clearly not quite dead yet. despite some of the mistakes I would say he made there. M10 rolling forward, Pack 40 not quite as up, so hold it. Panzer 4 in trouble. M10 quickly bypasses the Pack 40. Pop smoke there, but now the problem is the M10 can use the smoke to avoid the Pack 40 because Hughes isn't trying to get it close to the Pack 40 into the line of fire there. He just... mistake there. Lieutenant there bypassed and flanked there the 50 cover, wiping it out there. MD4 in a lot of trouble as well here. Hughes, I think, is now aiming for the Tiger Ace. The last great hope there of him, it seems. 50 cover recruit there under fire there from the Mortet veteran fleet. Down here, Grenadiers, Panzer Grenadiers for some reason not trying to support the west side there. Oh dear.
We're losing a capture point.
Complete disaster here for Hughes again. Tiger Ace almost there. Panzer Grenadiers being suppressed by the 50 caliber. Pack 40 about to get wiped. That would be his third Pack 40. Yeah, he's clearly playing for the Tiger Ace in the hopes they'll turn this around, but I don't think it will. His opponent's just got too strong a footing. I mean, the only way the Tiger Ace could work out is if, you know, Henkajumper's a complete idiot, unable to coordinate his forces, which again, he's clearly not. And there's no way the Tiger Ace is really going to turn that situation around, I think. I mean, he could probably do a lot of damage. The problem is, can use action seize upon the damage it actually does to Henkajumper, in particular the way he sort of, you know, lost a lot of stuff himself. And won't be able to replace any of those losses by now. About to lose a Grenadier squad there, which he pushed too far ahead instead of just retreating when he had time for it. Ace they're arriving, shooting the 50 caliber, shots going off, Grenadiers to make it back home.
That's it, fellas. Knock their fucking M10 tank destroyer.
Now the M10 out here, Stuart takes it there from the Tiger Ace. Oh, he almost got it, but there he goes, stun rounds going off there, and he stuns up the Tiger Ace, ensuring it can't get away there. Panzer goes with more support, pushing through the centre here, Tiger Ace moving back. Turret good to go again. M10 Met T2 sets out, need to be careful there with the Tiger Ace. Also got an anti-tank gun there, which can begin firing armor-piercing rounds. Also something to be wary of there with the Tiger Ace. Shoots, misses, shots fired. Rushing in there with no support, no nothing. No reconnaissance either. Ace is there, oh, M10's moving in there. Panzer's there, arriving from the south. Need to get that Ace away. Down to half health, Panzer's moving out here to deal with it. BAR's left behind here. Bit hit there from the mortar, almost got the anti-tank gun. Tiger Ace moving down. Got the anti-tank gun though. BAR's down the Panzer Grenadiers. Tiger Ace needs to turn about there. Go Rex the anti-tank gun rather than trying to utilise himself. Mortar in trouble there from the Bulldozer Sherman. Not trying to rotate his tank there so the turret doesn't have to do so much their work. Bit awkward there, could have probably got at least 2 more shots if he'd done it properly, I think there. Sherman though gets away, Tiger Ace does not pursue. Troops moving up here again, not trying to work with the Ace in any way or function. Meaning they're quite easily exposed, in particular so they're actually very low on health and numbers. Engaging here, a lot of crews there. Pulling back instead of just trying to shoot it down. Almost got it. One more hit, but there you go. Stun rounds again, and once more vision blocked there. Damage on the Tiger. M10's going forward, there we go. We got flank speed going in. Panzerfaust it used. Panzerfaust, no! Wreck the Grenadier squad there. Tiger Ace now blitzing, but it's too late. In the west here, Panzer Grenadiers wiped out. Oh dear, again, Hughes just can't seem to work together in a bigger coherent plan with his units. Tiger Ace advancing there, 50 caliber almost wiped out. MD4 in a lot of trouble.
We lost a gun crew.
Stug on the way, and there you go, he finally got the Ace tank destroyer there. But the damage already done. He's barely got any troops left. He's going for Stug now. Oh, no, he's not even. He's going now for an Ostwind. He's going for an Ostwind. He needs to get out some pioneers to repair the Tiger Ace and also grab territory. And Henkajumper just keeps calling in M10s because he's not the one lacking resources. Now he knows he can take it more leisurely, particularly with the victory point lead he's got overused there. BS was there falling back under fire from a goddamn tiger. Ostwind there on the way for use. Going to need to be slightly reinforced. Still no sign of pioneers. He really needs to get some pioneers, particularly before he gets a damage engine on that thing. Which in fact is going to happen right about now.
We're losing a capture point.
Or not. There's under mortar fire. M10's moving ahead there. Ostwind arriving there for use. And the 9th. Driving their trouble here with the Tiger Ace. Damaged engine. Almost got the unit wiped.
Germans down to 75 points.
Really need some pioneers. No, don't push the Ostwind ahead of the Tiger Ace. There we go. Use finally getting some pioneers there. Pioniere. Tiger Ace lands a nice hit there. Takes a shot in return from the M10. Another hit there though. Almost sinking it actually.
M10 tank destroyer ready.
Ostwind coming the flank there. M10's falling back there.
M10 tank destroyer ready.
Another M10 out there for Henka. Tiger's still awaiting repairs. He's splitting up his forces further again. More pioneers were used, by the way. Smokescreen down there to carry out the rifleman's retreat from the Ostwind. Good work there. Tiger Ace, they in dire need of repairs. So 3 M10s versus a damaged Tiger Ace and an Ostwind. The odds are not there in their favour of use. Let's just put it like that.
Germans have 50 points remaining.
Not in favour of use. Need to get the other pioneers on the Tiger Ace quickly. Schnell. Still there, pushing back the Ostwind with support from the mortars and the 50 caliber. Right, slowly working on that Ace, getting it back in workable condition there so we can actually run with an engine. M10's getting ready there for the final push perhaps. They're lacking their most experienced crew, which is dead. Much I'm sure to use as relief.
Send your orders.
Sending out the Tiger Ace. 38 points left here. The situation is desperate, to put it mildly. Going through the centre. Stun rounds there from the steward. Again, vision block damage, and there you go. Once the starting signal is off, then this Tiger Ace is a bit of trouble there. Again, the Ostwind can't cover the flank. The M10's just moving ahead there. Telemine's down. The good work promises much. It was already moving in there, so that won't matter so much there. Ostwind down. Mines of no use. Too late there from use. Again, he should lay down a lot more, a lot sooner. Damage engine on the M10. That's on the Ace. Shots just keep firing away there on the Ace. Got one M10 there, blowing up. But he's already down to less than 1/3 of its health. More shots fired. Ace there, desperately trying. But he's just being outcircled, and there we go. Down it goes. Down it goes. And with that, Hughes surrenders. A loss for Germany. A loss for him. So there we go. Game over. Victory there for Henkajumper. A bit of a brutal fight again. Hughes really started excellently. Again, pressuring Henkajumper, forcing him to commit more in the early game, delaying the steward. But at the same time, Hughes made a few mistakes there. The Pack 40 was definitely one mistake the way he's handing it over. That was sort of the problem there. Again, he's not very coherent, it seems like. And so using his units together, he's not really sort of trying to create formations with sort of, you know, Grenadiers advancing, MD supporting them, or Pack 40 supporting them, anything like that. There's no real sort of thoughts like that, it seems, for Hughes. He just sort of runs the way he feels like it's neatest, and then it sort of just falls apart there in the long run, particularly when his Pack 40 gets caught in a really really bad position. He had to spend a lot of grenadiers just trying to recruit so he can, push back the Stug. That was really bad there. I mean, the quick tier 3 rush in theory was nice, but again, you should then rush out a Stug. I mean, if you're rushing tier 3, as a rule of thumb, I'd always recommend rushing a Stug, in particular versus the Americans who can push out light armor the fastest. Had he gone for a Stug, that Stug would probably be less of a problem, and the M10s would have been less of a problem. But again, he never went for a single Stug. He tried eventually, but dropped that. Again, Panzer IVs, again, not a great idea, in particular when you split them up. So there were a lot of sort of, armor-making issues as well there for users. Again, not really much of coherent formation there, scattering them about there, and overall just sort of fell apart increasingly, whereas Henkajumper was a lot more coherent. Though again, the strategy in some sense actually countered it quite nicely, but again, tactically, Hughes just fell apart. That's all the problem there. Tactically, he's just not very coherent. That's something Hughes needs to work on. Coherent tactics. Again, strategically, there's a lot of good food for thought there again, I mean, thumbs up to that, and there are also some clever moves in there, but he just can't, play coherently. He just can't put up a good formation to save his life. Also, armor-wise, again, poor decision-making. Again, versus M10s, you generally want a lot of Stugs. Whilst approaching theory, again, aim for Panthers. I've got a pair of Stugs, so stabilize the situation, then aim for Panthers as fast as possible, get those up. But again, that never happened either. So, I mean, really, he just sort of made a lot of less efficient choices. But again, early game, really good. And again, pressured Henkajumper, again, forcing Henkajumper to react more, delaying his Stuarts. Again, good stuff there. But again, the rest, less so. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this match. I hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, tell your friends, share it with everyone. If not, send in replay and provide some feedback in the comments section. If you wish to send in replay, links are in the video description, alongside also links to where you can donate, which if you are to do are most appreciated, as it does allow me to cast. This is rather what I try to do for a living, so every donation does help me out, making more videos, so do consider. But anyways, stuff is in the video description, so thank you all, and see you all tomorrow for another exciting video. Cheers.